We made it. We good. We good. Everything good. Everything good. We straight. All right. Yeah. 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 You gonna talk today. Yeah. What up, Stacy? Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why? Hit the like button, y'all. This gonna be a goodie. Come on, y'all. Are y'all ready to rock? What? What's up? What's up? What's good? Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight. go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Son752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Son show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today, we are talking about the real reason that women cut their hair off. Yo, they cut their what? Why would a lady do it? She might be going through it. New growth is in the house now. She cut this shit way down. From the beginning of the follicle. Yo, what's the particle? Yo, why she cut her hair off? Make her man soft. Well, she got her own reason. She doing it for the new season. She did it before and she gonna do it one time more. She don't like the way it's styled. It's wild. What y'all know about starting over? What y'all know about over like Rover? Well, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk it out. We gonna walk it out. It's the Urban Therapy Son show, and y'all know how we do and how it go. I'm about to put the drums away, but I'll bring them back tomorrow, cause it's another day. This is how we rock, baby. First time here, it's gonna be crazy. You ain't never seen nothing like this for sure. This is the way it go. My name is O, that's my government. But I don't do that thing yo a brother sent. Was put on this earth to do what he gotta do, high worth. Let's get into it, hit the like button. Hit it all of a sudden. You know how it is. Yo, you know the biz. We gon' handle ours soon as it starts. And always talking straight from the heart. Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So I thought I would take a little different angle today. Different angle today. The real reason why women cut their hair off. Now, I'm sure that, some of y'all might come in my neck today because y'all figure, well, how are you going to tell women what the reason is that they cut off their own hair? You not a woman. You ain't not in the head of a woman. You're not in the heart of a woman. You don't understand. And you're right. But all I can do is tell you what has been told to me and see if it makes any sense to you. Now, I'm not going to exactly tell you what's going on in your mind or in your heart or in your world or in your life. However, there are some things that are a little consistent when it comes to the psychology of why people do the things that they do. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, y'all. So let's get into it. What up? How y'all feeling today? Let me see. Stacy White is all up in the house. CH says, can I get a happy birthday shout out to Cody? Ooh, I don't know. Lee the juggler. Somebody just got put out of here. I ain't mad at that. All right, let's go. Y'all ready? What up? Grown women, don't try me. What's good? How y'all feeling today, man? I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. I'm feeling like a real man should. I'm feeling like a real man should for real, y'all. All right, y'all good? I hope this Sunday is going good for everybody. Did anybody go to church today? Anybody go to church today? Go to the mosque today? Go to the temple today? Go to the synagogue today? Whatever it is that you do, however you worship, whatever your spirituality is, you know what I mean? Did you do it today? I mean, because that can be a good thing. And when you start talking about spirituality, a lot of times people relate that right there to their hair. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like, for some people, it's like Samson. you know, they like Samson, his hair was linked to his, you know, his strength was directly linked to his hair, right? You know, if you want to take the biblical route, one thing about your hair that I don't think can be denied, your hairstyle has a really, really big effect on the way that you look. And it has a really big effect on your identification. You can definitely describe the way that a person looks depending on their hairstyle. When somebody has committed a crime or whatever, and the cops are asking for a description, the hairstyle of the perpetrator is one of the biggest things that they look for. How did he wear his hair? How did she wear her hair? The hairstyle of the perpetrator. If we're gonna try to get this collar, we gotta know how their hair look. Among other things, they might talk about skin tone, skin color, the race of the person and all of that. But their hairstyle is definitely a big part of the description of the way anybody looks. And that's why people fuss over it a lot. Women and men fuss over their hair. Now, it's not a big deal for a man to cut all of his hair off, but it depends on the man, and it all depends on the way he wore his hair in the first place. It may not be a big thing for a man to cut his hair down, but if he has typically worn his hair long, like maybe he had braids or he had an afro or something like that, then cutting his hair all the way down just to get waves or just to have a shortcut might be a big thing, and it might be symbolic of something else besides just the way that he wants to look or wear his hair. A lot of people will tell you that, yeah, I just, I did my hair like this or I did my hair like that because I just wanted to see how it would look or blah, blah, blah. But you can kind of hear it in the things that people say, that the way that they wear their hair has a lot to do with the way that they are feeling about things or possibly thinking about things. Now, of course, some people going to deny that, and that's okay. That's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not here to indict. It's all right. I'm not here to indict. Lee the Juggler says, oh my God. What are you oh my Godding for? What was oh my God worthy so far? Stacey White says, I prayed hard today. I hear that. I gotta make sure that my phone is charged up over here. Not the camera. But make sure that, make sure that my thing make sure my thing is thinging over here. Make sure the thing is thinging. That's my reference phone. So when I need to Google something, verify something, look something up, you know what I mean? That's what we're gonna use. But yeah. So when a woman cuts her hair off, all the way off, like all the way down to where mine is, there's normally a story behind it. Because women love their hair. They love their hair even when they hate their hair. And any woman knows what I'm talking about. I've been around enough women growing up in a house with my two sisters and my mom. And no, I didn't grow up in an all-female family. I had a father. So before we start that dumb shit, I'm saying, let me head you off at the past. So it was me, my dad, and it was us two against those three. But yeah, you see how a woman fusses over her hair. And that's whether she straightens it. I'm talking about black women right now. And that's whether she straightens it, is whether she puts a perm in it, or relaxer or whatever. Well, a relaxer is a perm. A perm is perm. Or whether she wears it natural, puts braids in it, a weave nowadays, wigs and all that. When I was growing up, you didn't see a whole lot of weaves and wigs. I'm not going to say there weren't any, because there were. There were definitely women wearing wigs. But that was the old school wigs, not these new school wigs. These new school wigs are something like a hat. Something like a hat nowadays, And so black women had some issues with their hair for generations. Not saying that we don't like they don't grow their hair or that their hair can't grow and be nice and pretty and all that. But remember, pretty is in the eye of the beholder. And when you are the one that is the beholder, when you are the woman judging yourself about the way that your hair acts, looks, and the way you want to style it and all of that, you're going to scrutinize it heavily. So what drives a woman to cut all of her hair off? What drives a woman to cut all of her hair off? There could be a variety of reasons. Some I know, and there are some that I probably haven't heard of. One of the reasons that I've heard. Oh, hold on. We got a poll question. What we got? 9 votes on the poll. I'm gonna let that build up a little bit. I'm gonna let that ride. I'm gonna let it ride for a little while, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come to the poll. In the meantime, y'all, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I know a lot of times you might come into the show to see what it's hitting for, see if we're talking about anything that you might be interested in. And you may stay for a while. And if you do, please just hit the like button. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna cost you nothing. We're not gonna get your email address and send you nothing, try to sell you nothing. We ain't doing that. It don't cost nothing to like. It ain't gonna have no hit on your pride or your personality and nothing like that. It just helps out the channel, and the channel needs help. You know what I mean? Helps out the channel, and the channel needs help. So yeah, I've heard women say that they cut their hair off because they had split ends or whatever, and they was trying to save their hair. I've heard plenty of women say that. Like, I'm just going to wear this shortcut. They may not have cut it all the way off. But we are talking about when they cut it all the way off. I'm talking about down to the skiz out, down to the skizzy. You know what I mean? Even if they still have a little peach fuzz or whatever, some people might not want to actually shave their hair. Some women may not want to shave their hair. Shoot, a lot of men wish they didn't have to shave their hair. I wish I didn't have to shave my head. But when the hair started to go away, what other choice was there? And I ain't gonna be running around here looking like George Jefferson or nothing like that. Cats used to rock that back in the day, have all of this hair around the sides and all of that, and wouldn't have none up here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Shout out to the old school cats that would actually rock some shit like that. Some men find it very hard to let it go. And some men like I shave my own head. I shape up my own beard and all of that kind of stuff. Some men don't know how to do that. I've known men who do not know how to shave their head. So they only getting their hair cut. They only getting their hair cut or shaving their head when they go to the barbershop. So it might only happen every couple of weeks. It's unacceptable in my world. This shit got to come off every other day. It got to get tightened up and tossed up every other day. As a matter of fact, today was the day. I mean, hopefully I'm looking sharp over here. Looking sharp. But I had to do it because my hair was falling out. Now, there are some women who experience alopecia. Or it's scary as shit when when you first notice that your hair is going away. I'm talking to men and women. You know that when you comb your shit and you looking in the sink and you like, have your own little personal heart. It might even be a while before you even share that with somebody. You horrified the whole day, the whole week, the whole month. Hoping that the next day when you comb your shit, you don't see more hair falling into that sink, and you keep seeing it. So you might get to the point where you've seen it so much, it's fucking with you so bad that you said, I'm not going to look no more. I'm not going to torture myself. My hair is not going away. My hair is not going away. There has to be another explanation today, but my hair is not going away. I don't care what you see, what you say. My hair is not going away. I Comb my hair with a goody comb today. I didn't see no hair. It's not going away. What is you talking about? It ain't coming out. I ain't trying to hear that shit. No route. What they say, I ain't claiming that shit. My hair ain't coming out. I ain't naming that shit. The stress of seeing your hair come out can make your hair keep coming out. So here you are trying to do some yoga, trying to do some meditation, trying to keep your hair from coming out. I know how it is, man. I've been there. But it's a little easier for me because I'm a man. So it don't matter if I cut my hair down low. It don't matter. And you cut it low enough and rock it low enough, long enough, people start thinking that you bald anyway. That's exactly how I did it. I cut it down so low that people thought I was bald already. So when it was time to shave it, it ain't make no difference. I just look clean. For a woman, it's different. Y'all wearing long hairstyles. You know what I mean? Braids all past your braids hanging down past your ass, down near to your ankle if you short, looking like Crystal Gale, looking like a black Crystal Gale. Better turn your brown eyes. I bet you turn your brown eyes. I bet you turn your brown eyes blue. Wait a minute. Was that Crystal Gale who sang that shit? Hold on, son. was that Linda Ronstadt? Who sang Turn Your Brown Eyes Blue? That was Crystal Gale. That was Crystal Gale. I bet it turn your brown eyes. I bet you turn your brown eyes. I bet you turn your brown eyes blue. Yeah. Shout out to Crystal Gale. And y'all black female chicks wearing y'all braids all the way, or just a straight up weave. You know what I mean? With your Elvira, my bad. My Elvira, you gothic ass black. It's all good though. So I'm not, listen, man, I ain't mad at y'all. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But it can't be denied that your hair is a big part of your looks. It's a big part of your description. Now you have to ask yourself, is it a big part of your description on the outside or is it on the inside? Shout out to my girl India Ari and damn, what was his name? You know, the African boy own all that property, own all that land, trying to save Africa where he from. Anyway, they had a song called I Am Not My Hair. I am not my hair. I am not this skin. India Irie's one of the greatest singers I ever heard. Greatest ever. She has soul. She was neo soul. Some of them cats that was neo soul wasn't neo soul. Some of them cats that was neo soul wasn't neo soul. Like what's the chick that be telling on everybody, making up some shit, be right about other shit? What's her name? Jaguar Wright. She wasn't neo soul. That was just some. I don't know. I'm not sure. No, Jaguar Wright was not neo soul. What was neo soul about Jaguar Wright? Because she performed with other people that was neo soul. She ain't had no soul with a crazy head. Shout out to Jaguar Wright, but she ain't from Philly no more. I've decided that she can't be from Philly no more. Not looking like that. I'm not going to allow her to be from Philly looking like that. Yeah, I mean, you call me shallow all you want. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not accepting her being from Philly with all that stud energy. I'm not doing it. Okay? I don't care. Yeah, I'll take away your Philly status in a minute. I don't care. You can't take away mine. You know what I mean? I'm still here. But I rip that shit right away. You leave town, I take that shit right away. Like, yo, what you talking about? I only went to Camden, New Jersey. You talking about I'm not from Philly? Well, you left. I took you. I mean, you can reapply. I'm saying, but I'm taking it away. You cut your hair off. You went to Camden, New Jersey, or Pennsauken. The clean Camden, Pennsauken. For all the locals, y'all know what I'm talking about. Pennsauken, New Jersey is the clean Camden. That's the clean Camden. It's cleaner. It ain't all that. It's cleaner. Shout out to Cooper River Park. Anyway, anyway, anyway. Why would a woman cut her hair off? Why would she do it? Why do they do it? What up, Ashley? What's good? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And she says, maybe she wants a change in her life. Ah, wants a change in her life. Ah, I hear you, Ashley. Oh, she needs a change in her life. Well, what is she changing? Is she changing the way she look, or she changing the way she feel? Ah, does she change it? Now, let me ask you, a serious question. Do you think that changing the way that you look can change your energy? Do you think it can change the energy around you? Do you think that the way that you look can change what you attract? Do you? Do you? Do you? My man Troy Diesel. My man Troy Diesel is all up in the house. My brother Troy. My brother Troy. My brother from another mother. Troy Diesel. Or is Diesel? DE. It's I before E, except after C. Speaking of I before, okay, what are the other spelling rules? What are the spelling rules of English? They're more than okay. Okay, I before E, except after C. Number 2 is silent E. When adding a suffix to a word ending in a silent E, the E is normally dropped unless the suffix begins with a vowel. Doubling consonants before adding a suffix like ing or ed, the last consonant. Okay, we got it's like 11 spelling rules. Did y'all know that? The only one we be thinking about is I before E, except after C. But look at number 8. Q is always followed by U. The letter Q is always followed by U in English words. But I know English words that don't have a U after, like KAID. See, I play words with friends. I play Scrabble. KAT, TRANQ, trank. KIS. So I'm just saying. Troy McNeil says the Crystal Gale name drop was classic. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? The name drop, I be seeing the hair drop. You know, don't act like this summer, because it's starting now. I done seen the stanky. I done seen some stank. Man, I could show you pictures. I took a picture of a stank on Friday. She was stank. She ain't have on nothing but a pair of drawers. No, they was not shorts. They was drawers. I'm not gonna show y'all on this. They was drawers. Wow. Why shouldn't I? Should I show y'all the picture? From a legal standpoint, from an ethical standpoint, should I do this? TK Rice says, show it. Let them see. All right. Let me see. This joint was, I was going to post it on social media. Then I thought better of it. I was like, somebody fuck around, know this chick. But she ain't had no problem going out looking like that. What the guan? Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go. Dark skin with the blonde wig. Those is draws. Hold on. It ain't over. Let me see. That's another picture. It ain't over. Hold on. Here's her from the side. Let me blow it up a little bit. Those not shorts. Dems is draws. She naked. Now, a lot of people might say, this is what's wrong with society today. God, I don't know. I ain't saying she ugly or nothing, but it looked to me like, number one, she did that pose because she ain't have to do that. And number two, you know what I'm saying? This is why this just looked like a yeast infection just waiting. I don't know about y'all, but she looked like she read, like she understands the presence of yeast. She baking bread. Son. Yo, Troy McNeil said, he said, those drawers must come with monostat. Now, stanky! Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Yeah, stop the stank. 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 Yo, stop the stank. Going too far. Stop the stank. Too far. I said, stop the stank. Where your mom at? Stop the stank. Minus that. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. It's too early, baby. Stop the stank. It ain't summertime. Stop the stank. It's another crime. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Stop that. Stop the stank. I said stop that. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Blind wig, baby. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Blind wig, baby. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. You can wear your hair the way you want to. Stop the stank. You ain't gotta wear that shit. Stop the stank. What about the kids and the youth? Stop the stank. You need to stop looking like that. That's the truth, baby. Stop the stank. It's a new movement. Stop the stank. It's home improvement. Stop the stank. We doing this. Stop the stank. Round them up, baby. Stop the stank. Stop the stank, baby. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. This is bigger than hair. Stop the stank. Out there. Stop the stank. High rank. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. Stop the stank. All right. Remember, she had on the blind wig. So now who knows what kind of hair she got under the blind wig? Because I'm gonna assume that she probably doesn't have real blonde hair under the wig. I mean, is it safe to assume that, or am I just being prejudiced against black women? You know what I mean? Because I love black women. And, I mean, black women, the only women I love, as a matter of fact. And I'm gonna tell you something. I came from a black woman. You know what I mean? All my experiences with black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't with no white. I ain't been with no white women. I mean, we don't do that. You know what I mean? We don't get down like that. We don't get down like that. You gotta stop the stank, baby. But regardless, you can best believe that the black women that I love, they gotta stop the stank. Other men out there might be worried about whether their woman will spend all their money, whether she will cook, whether she will clean, whether she will raise their kids effectively. All that's all good. My woman got one job: stop the stank. You're gonna stop that stank. And yeah, you might think, oh, so you mean that as long as she don't wear no stank clothes, she good with everything else? No, stop the stank goes into the everything. Because if you will wear clothes like that, if you will present yourself like that in society, you ain't gonna tell me that you a good woman back at the crib. You ain't gonna tell me that back at the shop. You ain't gonna tell me that back at the rest stop that you doing everything you supposed to do. Ain't no good woman out there put on no drawers and went to the store. That's not what good women do. Ain't no woman, no good woman who raised her kids to be respectful and smart and do they chores and stay out of trouble gonna wear no drawers out there in society. When you wear your drawers out in society, you are saying that I'm promoting the stank. Everything I do is stank. Talk to me, and I bet you I say something stank. Say something that I don't understand to me, and I bet you I get stank with you. I can feel it in the air. Anyway, pardon the interruption, y'all. No, Troy. It's not stop the stink. It's stop the stank. STANK. Stink is fixable. Stank was manufactured in a laboratory. You go take a poop, it's going to stink. You flush it and it's good. You might have to wait a few minutes, you know what I'm saying? But stank, you meant to do that. You meant to do that. You went out there with the sole purpose of being stank. I'm going to go stank it up. No, you ain't going to go stink it up. Don't nobody want to be out here being accused of being musty. You stank it up. You stink. 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 And some people may say that stank is the past tense of stink. Y'all know what we gonna stop playing. Listen, this is no time. This is no time to be a thesaurus. I ain't asked you to be no thesaurus. I remember my English teacher who first taught me that word. He didn't say thesaurus. He said a thesaurus. And I was like, okay, it is THESAR. So that's our. Or is it R? Anyway. So why women be cutting their hair off? Why women be cutting their hair off? We got enough votes in the poll right now where we can seek it out. Let's see what y'all talking about. In the poll, what does it mean to you when a woman cuts their hair off? 27% said she's saving it from falling out. 20% says she's growing out chemicals, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get this dark and lovely out my scalp, but I know them rap hairstyles be looking nice, but it's messing up my shit. And 13% says she just broke up with her man. And 40% says she is looking for attention. Damn. I want to get some more votes on that. I did not expect for that. Y'all be surprising me on these polls. I didn't expect that to be the thing that people thought was the reason the most. She's doing it for attention. So do y'all agree with that? Do y'all agree? Because more people participated in the poll than that might be active in the chat. What do y'all think about that? Do you think that most women cut all of their hair off? I'm talking about when they cut all of their hair off. Do you think that it's for attention? Now, I've seen evidence to support that with some of them. Like, I've been with women before who threatened to cut their hair off. I'm like, I've heard arguments about cutting hair off. So you telling me that it was presented like, well, oh, what would you do or how would you feel if I cut all my hair off? I'm like, well, so what does that mean? Because now it's time for a conversation. Like, what does that mean? Well, because I've been thinking about, cutting it off because I've been having trouble with this, blah, 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 or whatever they was talking about. Really. So I was like, well, it's cool. You just have to be with somebody else. But you got to live your life. So then it's like, well, what do you mean I gotta be with somebody else? I said, because this is unfortunately outside of you going through chemotherapy, this is a one bald person relationship. There can't be two bald people here. There's only room for one. And I came in here like this already. So no indictment on your character or nothing like that. But this is a one bald person relationship. We can't have two baldies. Like, we ain't twinning like that. We don't wear the same clothes, same sneakers, or nothing like that. I ain't never do no shit like that. So how, we can't be rocking the same hairstyle. I don't care how pretty you are. I ain't seen a woman yet where I'd be like, yo, if she had like a hustler cut, she would be a bomb. That's just me though. Short hair, I ain't got a problem with short hair. No hair, problems. Haircut like Anita Baker, looked her up and down and said, I'll take her. A haircut like Anita Baker, looked her up and down and said, I'll take her. So short haircut, ain't got no. Halle Berry. Had it. You know, a lot of black women copied Halle Berry cut when they saw Boomerang. Oh, she's so pretty. Ooh, she's so pretty. I can do what Halle Berry do. I can do what Halle Berry do. I can do what Halle Berry do. Don't lie. There's be a lot of women cut their hair off when they saw Halle Berry cut. I mean, but they cut it low. And Halle Berry does have Halle Berry has a very pretty face. She has a pretty face. The twat is garbage. The twat garbage though. Yeah, and listen, we're not gonna get into. Okay, we're gonna get into. All right, how do I know that the twat is garbage? Because she can't keep a man. As simple as that. How you gonna have all that money, all that beauty? You even got a little body. You got a little body. Man, you an old head now, but you know what I mean? You got a little body and all of that kind of shit, and you can't keep a dude, even a white dude. Like, I understand how niggas was running through you. You know what I mean? You don't give a fuck. But you switched over to the white man because you mixed, so you ain't got no problem with it. And the white dude was even like, yo, man, this bitch crazy. Like, when you're crazy ain't good enough to keep a man, and most men think that the crazy bitches got the best pussy, yeah, something wrong. Halle Berry, garbage is twat. Halle Berry, twat is garbage. And I know y'all can dispute me all y'all want. And she ain't the only one, though. There are certain women in the music industry, or should I say the entertainment industry, that I suspect got garbage twat. Now, Halle Berry is number one. Mary J. Blige is number two. I suspect Mary. I love Mary, but I suspect that the twat garbage. Now, Eric Benet did say that Halle Berry twat was garbage. He did. He said it. He said she ain't got no freak in her. That is translation for you. It is. Twat is straight. The twat is ass. No pun intended.
You have a call from
the twat is ass. Hold on, Troy. The twat is ass. So yeah, I think Mary. You know what I mean? KC ain't want to say it. He ain't want to say it. He just like. But I'll tell you what KC did say. Now, granted, this is a long time ago. But when Mary married the boy that she married, was named Kendu Isaacs or some shit like that. When she married the boy, she was still stressing over KC. And I'm thinking about the boy Kendu like, hold on, let me get this straight. We just got married, and you worried about this boy that you was fucking with back in 92, 93, 94, whenever. Yeah, what? You know what? I think I'm going to stick you for child support and alimony later on. Right now. Yeah, later on. Did you know what I mean? Since that's how you want to play, I'm going to stick you later on for some alimony and some child support for a child that ain't even biologically yours. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, Mary. You know what I mean? You disrespected me. But what KC did say, he said she's just a regular female who liked to act crazy all the time. That was his quote. When he said that shit, I said, well, that was the realest description of somebody I ever heard. He said, listen, man, she's just a regular female who likes to act crazy all the time. He straight dismissed all that shit. Don't listen to none of that shit he talking about. He's doing that shit for attention. But Mary ain't never cut off all her hair that I know of. The other one is Mariah Carey. Now, now you could say, but Mariah Carey, you know, Nick Cannon. You see Nick Cannon ain't had no problem, you know what I mean, stepping off though and making like 12 other kids. He ain't make no more with Mariah Carey though. And now Mariah Carey was married twice. Remember, she was married to the boy, the Sony boy, Tommy Mottola, and you know she left him. You know what I mean? She left him for R&B. She literally dropped Tommy Mottola, you know what I mean, to go make records with Jermaine Dupri. Like, yo, we gotta soul these songs up. You know what I'm saying? You tripping right now. Remember, she ain't had no ass, she had no titties, she was just a light-skinned face. You know what I mean? You could say she was pretty. All right, she was pretty. But she was just a light-skinned face. She started doing R&B, started taking, you know, wearing booty shorts, and you know, she got some new titties out of nowhere. You know what I mean? She was shaking it off. She shook it off. Shake it off. She shook it off. But that I ain't never hit out of all the people that Mariah Carey messed with. Ain't nobody be like, yo, man, I need some more Mariah. That songbird. I need her to break some glasses with that high octave she got. So I'm just saying. Now had nothing to do with nobody cutting their hair off, but it could. You know, like you could go through so many years of having garbage twat that you decided that, you know, I'm gonna cut my hair off and start all over. My man Troy, what's good?
What's going on, good brother?
Man, I'm feeling like a real man should.
Yo, you on legendary status right now. Stop the stank. Every day a new damn bar. A new song every day with the damn drums.
Hold on. Somebody in the chat talking shit. Roland Guerrera says Nick looks like Nick. Oh, you said Nick looks like he goes for the easiest women? Nick, are you talking about Nick Cannon, or are you saying Nick to keep from saying nigga? He said women always cut their hair after they have a baby. What do you think that means? I don't.
That's not true.
I don't know no women that got their
must be white women.
Yeah, but you know, but that could be on some postpartum shit. I don't know. Yeah, it could be.
But the thing about it is, because I mean, son, I'm not gonna even lie. When I get overly stressed and I just want to, and before I let my emotions get intertwined with me, like when COVID hit and I couldn't make any money and I was overly frustrated and I wasn't working and I was trying to get and I was waiting for unemployment to deal with the appeal and then the PUA getting kicked in, and when all that shit didn't go through, I shaved all the fucking hair off my face and off my fucking head. I look like a fucking shaved rat, bro. I left my eyebrows. I thought I was a big version of Steel.
Now you keep your hair cut short anyway.
Yeah, but no, I went bald.
Okay.
Bald. Yeah, stress.
So how did you feel about it?
Well, and then after I did it, I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset, but it was more like All right, well, so I did it. It's there. Let's just wait for the new growth to come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now what I do every year is when before spring comes, I cut all the hair off my face so new growth can come in. You know what I mean? So I do that maybe once or twice a year, but mainly once. I don't cut the hair off my head though no more because the older you get, when you go through a lot of stress, and the older you get, and you go through that stress, your hair might not grow back.
Hey, yo, I mean,
but I think women would do it because sometimes it's more of a new year, new me. Sometimes they want to find a new person without themselves. Somebody might have said, you might look good with that new hairstyle. You seen somebody whipping that hair, a low haircut, and instead of braiding this shit back and throwing a wig on to see how it goes, they said, no, let me just cut my shit off. You know what I mean? Because see, a woman can be a different person every night for their man, for real.
No, I know she can.
A man can't do it. A woman can go to the hair store and get wigs and line that shit up.
Yeah, but she gonna be that same one inside
all day.
You know what I mean?
You can change the outside, but you can't change your innards.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. Do you think that, like, for women out there, from the women that you've known, and any experience that you've had with them or whatever, do you think that cutting off your hair can change your energy?
No, a bitch is a bitch.
Okay. All right. What if
never can change? No, energy doesn't change. In order for you to change who you are, you have to no outside shell, no hairdo, no buying a new car, no materialistic shit can change anything about who you are. You have to change within. You need to change the inside of who you are.
Okay.
If you need therapy, go to therapy. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. You know.
But do you think that you can use the changing the outside as a catalyst for changing the inside? Can you change the outside first then change the inside?
What it is that if you change the outside, you're looking for some type of not so much attention, but you're looking for somebody else to say, you know what, you look nice. That looks nice with you. And even though it changes the perception of who you are, that's just the outside perception, but the inside perception is definitely who you are.
Okay. All right. So all right. So consider this example. Now, if we say that changing your hair, in particular, cutting all your hair off, if we say that can't change your energy, but we have evidence to say that it can change who you attract, at least in the immediate sense. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it can change who you attract.
Mm-hmm. Because you're going to have to be able to.
But if you cut your hair down to the level where I got my hair cut down to, then I gotta. There's no way in the world we can coexist with one another, because I'm not. If you can't, when you come into a relationship with a full hair of hair, even if you wear a wig or when you don't wear a wig, you can't just take that. You can't just cut that shit off and think that it's going to be like we cool. Ain't that much vagina if you take away the perception of me being in a bed with another fucking dude.
Yo, dog, I mean, you are pretty much saying the exact same thing I said. Like, yo, I if I reach over and I don't feel no hair, we got a problem. You know what I mean? I'm not reaching over to grab my own hair.
If you got the Anita Baker.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about cutting your hair all the way off. We're not talking about no Halle Berry. We're not talking about none of that shit. You know what I mean?
Let me re-elaborate on it then.
Okay.
If you cut your hair off like that, you need prayer, therapy, a hug, some gospel music, and love songs.
Heavy.
Because there's no way in the world that if you just cutting your hair, you say I'm going bald, skin and bones, skin and skull.
Now, now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some beautiful women who did it. It still ain't for me.
I've seen it.
I've seen some. But listen, your face gotta be.
Take it down to about a 5. It's a 50-50 thing.
Well, no,
You know what I mean?
okay. Let me put it this way: if a woman is going to cut all of her hair off in order to be attractive to me, like you're going to have to really, really highlight the rest of your feminine qualities. You know what I'm saying? Like it would probably be a good idea to have on like maybe some big bamboo earrings and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, like something that says, no, I don't give a fuck what my head look like. You know what I mean? Woman over here. It might be a good idea to have some big juicy titties that, you know what I mean, that you know what I mean? Maybe a fat old, all organic, just like your head, just like your head is natural now. You know what I mean? Everything else should be banging. But there are some men who are attracted to that. And I've met them. I've known some men who don't mind the whole bald look or the really really short cut look or whatever. I mean, and that. Hey,
I mean, you can be attracted to it because you don't want to. At least that saves you money on hair weave. You gotta get a head done. You just, I'm going to the barbershop. You coming with me?
Man, listen. I'm just saying. Different strokes for different folks or whatever. Everybody got their own freak. You know what I mean? Your freak may not be my freak. My freak may not be nobody else's. We all have to own what we own. But for the women that I know who have cut all of their hair off, they would normally looking for something new within themselves. Just on some honest shit. Like just like you said, new year, new me. Well, they may not have waited till the beginning of the year or whatever, but they may have. There was normally something emotional going on that they were really struggling with, and that was one of the things one of the tools that they were using in order to try to deal with it. Now, was it a cry for help? I can't say. Well, actually, I can say in some instances. Hold on a second. We got another caller.
You have a call from
caller with the last numbers 4828. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Hello to both of you brothers. I'm curious. I'm curious as to why this topic of what a woman does with her own hair warranted an entire show.
Oh, because it warrants good conversation, and this is and because this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. This is a form of therapy.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. And it's also it's not also going towards. I mean, us being men, and Sun 752 comes up with the topic, but both of us being men, we can only speak of what we on women. If you know of men that cut their hair off, you can speak up on men that certain men don't look good with hair cut down low. Your opinion of.
I'm sorry.
No, you want to speak? Okay.
No, I didn't. There's like a slight delay. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What I was saying was you can speak on how you feel as a man cut their hair off. What do you perceive when a man who had a good grade of hair, or he looked as crushed to death with his hair? What do you think will perceive a man that just cut his hair off? I understand what you're saying is that a woman doing what you want to do with their hair. But let's hypothetically say if you're in a relationship or you're in a marriage, and that's one of the things that your man that attracted that man to you, and you just come out the clear blue and you just cut all your hair off, without even having a conversation with him or, sweetheart, I'm going to cut my hair off. Do you think that that's right towards the man? But you do it too.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. If you're in a relationship and you know that your partner likes certain things and you want to make an adjustment, I think there should be a conversation. I don't think it's a all or nothing thing. Like Son was saying, oh, if my girl cuts off her hair, she gotta go look for somebody else.
Unless you got cancer.
Okay.
Unless you got cancer.
Yeah. I'm not feeling that absolute approach. But I'm definitely not going to say that there shouldn't be a conversation. I just think that the way that is being approached today in conversation, it could be misconstrued as policing what a woman does. Now, let me say this. I keep my hair a certain length. I'm one of those people who has a certain grade of hair. And all the women in my family except for two, and I have a very, very large family. All the women in my family, we have hair, not pretend hair, not the people who think that they have hair because it comes down, past their ears or at the bottom of their neck. No, I'm talking about we have hair. And we weren't allowed to cut our hair growing up. We were taught that a woman's hair was her crown.
Right.
And it was like a status thing. And so we weren't allowed to cut our hair until we were a certain age. And even then it was like trim, style. Like it was, you had to be a full-fledged adult before, you were allowed to cut your hair. If my man, if he went some extreme, like I just, we met up and he didn't have any hair in his face, I'd be like, oh, but without conversation, I would be surprised. I mean, I like him a certain way, for real. But that's still his face, and he's a very, he has a certain personality. So he has a very dominant personality. So I wouldn't question it for so much. At the end of the day, it's still his face, no matter how I feel.
But even though it's still his face, I can respect that judgment on a man's point of view. He's still. I think any man, like when I cut my hair off my face, I made that decision because I felt as though, I was stressed out, I was frustrated. I said, let me just do something drastic. When you at home and you ain't got shit to do, you say, what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna just cut this shit the fuck off. And I did it. But then I said, what? When my hair start growing back in, it starts growing back in fuller, or especially on my face, I was like, what? Once a year, I'm going to do that. I want it to come in. I'm going to get new growth. And if it comes in fuller and it comes in a little bit more thicker, I want it to be that way. But at the end of the day, just like you just said, you were taught your hair is your crown. And it also is a part of your femininity. You understand what I'm saying? So when a man looks at you, it takes me off because a woman always sits back and say, why the hell is this man looking at me? Why this? Why that? I've never heard a man walk up to a woman and say, God damn, you got a sexy ass brain. What turns a man onto a woman is the outer shell. That's head and shoulders, knees and toes, just like the song from off of Sesame Street.
Initially, that's true.
So when you sit back and you look at the outer shell is you looking at facial figures. I mean, the facial look. Now, if you got long hair and you braid it up and you say, let me throw on a short wig, that's still respectable. You understand what I'm saying? We work all visuals. Some women don't work. A lot of women don't work off visuals. They work off the inside. You might see.
I don't believe that shit. No, they don't.
Some women listen. Listen. Some women don't work off visuals.
Fuck out of here.
Listen, okay. I'm gonna see how I catch this. Some women don't work off visuals.
Women who tell you that they don't work off they don't work off of visuals are capping. Or
I said that some women. I didn't say all women. I said some women don't work off of it.
I'm trying to explain something to you as a woman. The same way you're trying to explain something to me as a man. I'm telling you. I'm trying to share something. Right?
Okay.
There's a whole set of women who prefer men who are ugly. Because that it's not that they don't want men to be visually pleasing, because in the background they still banging a dude that's visually pleasing. Believe it, I'm telling you. But whoever they pick as their man, they want him to be a little less attractive because they feel like they have a stronger footing with that man if he's a little less attractive. There's a small sector of women who are just like, that's his personality. I'm just putting you on.
Hey, listen.
No, I agree with you with that.
I mean, cause she telling the truth. You know what I mean? Now, if a chick is only looking for a dude for money, yeah, it doesn't mean that his looks aren't important, but she it's a business move. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, but they still working off an attraction is an attraction. And one thing is for sure, you may think that you can see money, but you can't. You can see good looks. You can see the veneer of money, but you can't necessarily see. You can't see what's in a person's bank account until they show it to you. You know what I'm saying? Look, I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of faking it to make it out here. But going back to what you were talking about when you first called in, like, I just think that a person has the right to be with a person that they are attracted to, and you shouldn't have to struggle to be physically attracted to somebody that you are with. So if you were physically attracted to them in the beginning, and then they do everything to change what you were physically attracted to. So let's put it this way. So when I met you, you had a fat ass, big titties, big juicy lips, pretty ass eyes, and all of that shit. Like, to me, you were a 4 or 5 star. Then you decide, you know what? I think I'm gonna lose like 75 pounds. Boom, ass gone, titties reduced. So you went from a triple D down to like a D. So when I got with you, I got with a thickie. Now you giving me a thinny. And I'm supposed to just be like, oh, well, I guess it ain't the way you start, it's the way you finish. I'm just supposed to eat that. And then, or you had this, you had a hairstyle that I liked, even if it wasn't what I really prefer. Like, let's say you had a weave or wigs and all that kind of shit or whatever, but I was working with it. You know what I mean? But now you decided no more weave, no more wigs. I'm going natural, but not the natural, not no dreads, not no twists and nothing like that. I'm cutting all my shit off, and I'm just supposed to eat that. Well, I'm not eating it. I'm not eating it at all. Now, I can't tell you what to do with your body. You can't tell me what to do with my attraction. So you do what you do. You do what you're going to do with your body, and I'm gonna do what I'm going to do with my attraction, because you no longer fit that bill, and I'm not going to struggle to like the way that my woman looks. I'm not going to do that.
But you when the other brother said, he was explaining about how a man is attracted to his woman visually, and you said something. You said at first. So starting from there, your comment of at first, I took that to mean that by the time you make her your woman, it's deeper than just your physical attraction to her.
Oh, of course it is.
You brought up but you brought up weight. Sometimes people are losing weight in order to be healthier.
Oh yeah, I'm listen. I don't like no. I'm addicted to health. I don't like no unhealth. I'm saying,
right.
But 75 pounds is a lot. Listen, if you 300 plus, you got 75 pounds to lose. If you 200, you ain't got 75 pounds to lose. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? If you got $2 and you spend 75 cents, you done fucked up the money.
I can't.
I'm just saying.
I'm at the last sometime because you.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Nah. Let me tell y'all something. When you had hold on. When you had that $2, you could have got a soda and some chips. I mean, you ain't getting you ain't even got enough for the soda. Not in Philly. Sugar tax, nigga.
With $2, you ain't got enough. You ain't got enough for the soda and chips. Not even at the dollar store no more. I don't know what you talking about.
Yes, you do, because it's $1. You can still get an Arizona iced tea. You can get an Arizona iced tea. They have remained 99 cents. They have remained 99 cents, even in this economy.
You did
Anyway,
your
my
homework,
point
boy.
is,
That's right. I did my homework. Yeah, that's why I'm in the politics. I'm in the politics. I gotta know how shit. I gotta know the state of the economy. My point is, like I said, if you 200, you ain't got 75 pounds to lose. You anorexic status.
I'll make sure you get 25 cents. But listen, this is the thing. When you bring in the when you expand it from hair to body, that my point was that it warrants the discussion about other elements that might make a person make the decision to lose weight. So there might be health factors or that are in there that are having to make that decision. And I did agree with you that if you go into a relationship being attracted to one thing and then someone all of a sudden changes that thing, that's an issue, especially if there wasn't a conversation about it. Mm-hmm. I know when I was pregnant, my hair, which already grows, a certain length or whatever, my hair was growing like weeds, and I was sick all the time throughout my pregnancy. So I had all of this hair that I couldn't even take care of. And unfortunately, my kid's father wasn't the type to help me wash my hair or even pull it back into a scrunchie. So I had all of this hair. Like, when I say all of this hair, I'm talking about below bra strap. And it was thick. It was like crazy, crazy thick. So I cut my hair off. But it was growing so fast that I had to shave my head. I had a fade every week. Now, of course, after the children were born, then I let my hair grow back out, or as I was about to give birth, I was letting my hair go back out because I knew I would be able to take care of my hair on my own.
But hold on, but that's different. That's different than cutting your hair off because your baby father had a baby by the John Keita from around the corner.
But you guys were asking why would a woman do that? Sometimes it's not always I just want to try something different. Sometimes there might be health factors. Sometimes women do suffer from different scalp and hair ailments, and they're trying to start fresh. Sometimes they're coming out. That's different. Having chemicals.
Yeah, that's different.
But you're asking why?
Hold on. Now wait. Now hold on now.
Okay.
Legitimate reasons are welcome, like chemo, alopecia, things like that. When you have the intentions of growing your hair back, but you have to do this in order to structure your plan of getting back what you had. That's one thing. When you cut your hair off to make a political statement or a political relationship statement, you know what I mean? Or because I don't know, your son flunked third grade. You cut all your hair off. I'm just saying.
Who does that?
I've seen it done. Anyway, it don't matter. It happened a long time ago. The bottom line is there are women that have that cut their hair off to get attention. Now there may be other things.
Like this,
hold on. There may be other things that go into the needing attention thing. Like I'm on social media a lot. Why do I see so many women who cut their hair off? They'll tell everybody on social media that they cut their hair off, won't even put no fucking pictures up. Now you tell me she ain't just trying to get attention. Now you cut your hair off for clicks and likes? And I've seen it done multiple times. Like, I cut all my hair off. I don't know why I did this. Let me see a picture. Nah, I ain't putting up nothing. Please, come on. I know you still look good because you still pretty. No, I don't feel pretty. I don't know why I did this. Get the fuck out of here. Get the hell off social media. Now, that's what they need to put women in Facebook jail for. But they want to put people in Facebook jail for using the F word. That ain't right. You know what I mean? It's too much shit going on. I yield.
Okay, I yield. Thank you, Mr. Crockett. I can get you. Oh my God, man. Listen, my thing is this. You cannot come into the relationship with your hair looking like soul to soul, and then be part of the relationship and cut your hair off looking like Sinead O'Connor. No way, God's creating you. We can go from however do you want it, however do you need it to nothing compares to you. We can't do that. That can't happen without a discussion. You understand what I'm saying?
Lordy.
So I mean, all of a sudden, I'm going to, and then all of a sudden, then I go to the damn barbershop. Boo, you want to come? I'm going to get my hair cut. Then all of a sudden, I'm going to the sneaker store. God forbid you wear almost the damn same shoe size I wear. Oh, then you me. You the man then. You like, what the fuck? You get up in the morning, I'm like, what the hell? Did I just, the things and change on this shit? No, but the thing about it is that it has nothing to do with, no problem. It's just the fact like this, right? I don't have a problem with a woman making decisions to change their appearance. But if you're in a relationship, have that discussion with your significant other just as well. That man needs to have that discussion with you. I remember years when I was a teenager, I went to the barbershop. My boy had got the Gumby, the Bobby Brown Gumby, and he looking fly with it. I said, I'm gonna get that shit too. I got the Gumby. I looked that shit in the mirror after he got done. I put my hat on. I wore my hat for 2 months straight. Because that shit looked like shit. So when a woman cut their hair off, they know for a fact that how they look, how they gonna look when they do it, how they gonna look with it, and how they perceive with it. But see, the woman, it's easy for a woman to do something with their hair and still look sexy because they can always go to the hair store and buy a wig. Like I just told son, a woman can look great. A woman can look good every day of the week. They could be somebody else. They can be Karen, Sharon, Diane, Maxine. They could be so many different people in 1 week because there's wigs out there to change their appearance. Whereas a man, we can do so. Like I do stand-up comedy, right? And me and son both did stand-up comedy. So one time I got on stage and this girl screams out because I dyed my hair. She's like, I like how your Beijing look. I said, thanks, baby. Thanks, beautiful. I said, I'm going to tell you what I like about you, too. I said, I like your padded bra. I like your booty pop. I like your fake nails. I like them fake nails on your toes, too, especially that crusty-ass pinky toe. I like your fake eyelashes. I like all that makeup you got. See, it takes me out because a woman will point shit out about a man that he does to himself. But they don't want you to point out the shit, and they do a lot. And women do a lot to make themselves look beautiful. So I can't do nothing to make myself look handsome. That's the thing I don't understand. So you can sit back, and then you make a decision to cut your hair, and then when we become judgmental, then it's our fault because we are judgmental because you made that decision. I know too.
Okay. Okay, so my thing is, like I mentioned to you fellas earlier, it gets to a point where it's policing. If you are in love with somebody, or if you love your woman and she changes something that you are attracted to break up with her to me is absolutely ridiculous, and I mean that. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. If she cuts off her hair, now you're not going to be with her. That's
no. What I said to her is that if you change, if you drastically,
Troy, you did not say that. Son is sitting there silent. He knows she's the one who said it. He said, okay. He said that if his woman cuts off her hair, she needs to go find somebody else.
It's a game changer. He said,
now,
right?
It's true.
No, he literally said she needs to go find somebody else.
Yeah, I ain't walking that back. I mean the fuck out of that. Fuck out of here.
Okay. I mean, hey, that I think that's wild. That to me, that's diabolical.
Why?
That's diabolical.
Why?
It's diabolical.
Why? When I clearly explain why.
Come on, you're asking why. You're asking why. Initially, yes, it's visual attraction with men to their woman. Like you said, it goes deeper than that. If it's going deeper than that, and you are in love with this woman, you love this woman, she cuts her hair off, now warrants no relationship.
Okay. Here's
let me answer a question. So let me answer a question. So when a man comes into the relationship and he driving a car, right, and that car breaks down, he no longer has a car. Does that woman break up with? I've seen women break up with men that don't because the car issue.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the person. I'm not an asset. And as a matter of fact, a car isn't even considered an asset. So I'm not even talking about. I'm not even going to. No offense, but I'm not going to answer that question. To me, I'm not going to equate what a person does to their body to a car, and how much that this person loves you or is attracted to you. To me, have an argument with her, be like, hey, man, I didn't like the way that you did this without discussing with me, or hey, we discussed it and I told you I didn't want you to do it. I'm not feeling this, but to break up with her, that is diabolical.
Okay.
That's crazy business to me.
Hold on. Let me further explain myself, because I'm not the type of man who doesn't think ahead about what I do. You know what I mean? I'm not impulsive like that. So I'm not saying that if she impulsively, hopefully she's not stupid enough, and no woman that I'm with would be stupid enough to just go ahead and chop her shit off and not say anything to me about it ahead of time. That wouldn't be smart. Because if she does anything like that, then that means that she's led up to doing things like that with other things that of similar importance. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if she is determined to go ahead and cut her shit off, knowing how I feel about it and what I think about it, then she doesn't care if I move on. She don't give a fuck. And she's telling me that. If she knows, and no woman that has ever graced my presence thinks that I'm attracted to baldness. No, nobody thinks that. So you already know that when we met and when we got together, start hanging out or whatever, when we got together to solidify us being man and woman, you know what I liked. And I'm not silent about that. Now your looks are not where my attractions stop. That's where they start. They are square one. That's the invitation to come in. You got to have a brain. And anybody who does impulsive acts like that, changing their appearance or quitting jobs without having another one lined up, I don't want to be with nobody like that. And I'm not going to be. So if we've had the conversation and definitely we're going to have the conversation about you cutting your hair off, and I'm going to tell you, no, baby, I don't want you to do that. I'm very much against that. Come on, let's stop playing. And she says, well, look, I'm going to do it because it's my hair and I can do whatever I want to do. Fine. All right. So you drew a line in the sand. You going to do what you feel like you need to do. I'm doing what I feel like I need to do. We face off even. This ain't about power. You know what I mean? This ain't about power. For how many years I started growing my beard back at the end of 2018, going into 2019. I was clean faced since like 2010. You know what I mean? So, people were used to looking at me in that way for a while. You when you first start growing your shit back, it's a little choppy. You don't grow right into no Gerald Levert type shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, the shit gotta line up right. You gotta grow. You gotta keep shaping it up. You gotta get it together. So you get it
because I had that Gerald Levert type shit.
No doubt. So you already know what is developing into. You don't just show up with a fucking beard, a shaven face. Now I always kept my mustache because I don't believe that a black man should ever be totally hairless in the face. But but if I was to cut my beard off now, you think I'm not going to have a conversation with my John? Like, I'm not just going to do that. Why? Because I know she like it. You know what I mean? I know she likes it. So why would I do that? You know, like that's mad. That's crazy. You know what? I wouldn't give a fuck if I was shaving my shit up, got distracted, and cut all the way in. I'm not cutting it all the way off. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, you have to deal with this big ass clipper mark, you know what I mean, for a few minutes. I'm the one to go get laughed at, not you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to if any woman is attracted to me, she got to be attracted to a dude, you know what I mean, a little bit muscular, like husky or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're attracted to. So what if I decide, you know what, I'm about to go on this whole vegan run and whatever, and I'm a drop like 50. That's going to put me. Hold on. That's going to put me under 200 pounds. She didn't get with no under 200 pound nigga. That's not what she signed up for. So why am I giving it to her? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, she might be on some supportive shit. Like, well, you know, baby, if that's what you're gonna do. But I'm gonna see it in her eye, like, yo, man, this boy lighting the ass now. You know what I mean,
I ain't gonna front. I like a husky dude, but
you understand what I'm saying? So
wait, I'm just saying. But like I said earlier,
cut a mic off.
Body. When we talk about the body, it could be a health reason why the person is losing weight. So if my man lost 50 pounds, but he still had his wide shoulders, I'm still good. I'm still good.
Whatever, that's you.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying this, and we're not going to try to make a sinister move or a sinister, selfish move. We're not going to try to make that shit into something innocent, because it's not. I said that if I actively decided that I'm going to drop 50 pounds, not because I just got diagnosed with diabetes or some shit like that, or I got a heart condition. You know, whenever you get a heart condition, you lose weight and because of the treatments and all that.
You losing the 50 pounds gonna make you feel better about yourself? Because I want my man to feel the best about himself. So even if I don't like it, if that makes him feel better about himself, then I'm still gonna like him because now his confidence is
showing off on the phone, showing off on the live stream with these words she's saying.
That's you. Ain't nobody trying to hear how you feel, how good you feel about yourself. Fuck out of here. Yo, cut a mic off. I'm putting it on hold.
Lose his confidence. That woman's gonna like it. We like men who are confident. Period. We don't like.
Listen, son. Listen. I was looking at because I got you on TV, on YouTube, on my television, so I could see the comments. And Kim said Kim Williams said Troy sound like he's coming off with some feminine energy today. And I'm saying to myself, how? Because I said that at some point in time, I cut all my hair off. Stress, depression, and certain situations have pushed me to cut all my hair off my face and off my hair. But once I seen that my hair grew back thicker, and one of my face did, my beard grew back thicker. I said once a year, I cut it off to get new growth. Not my hair anymore, but my face. You know, but the thing about it is that if I don't do that aspect, if that's a feminine way of putting it, then let me just add this to that feminine way, Mama Kills, right? If I don't do it that way, then it might come out with me hurting myself. If I don't do it that way, then it might come after me hurting somebody else. Because built-in frustration can bring forth hurt to other people. Because at that point in time, hurt people. So when you go out your way to do certain things, I'm a person that I would never put my hand on a woman. So if a woman is stressing me out, like my significant other, or somebody is getting underneath my skin, I have to pull myself away from it. And at this time, we talking about COVID. So there is no outlet.
Well,
there is no outlet from that.
So if your woman cut off her hair because she was stressed out, to that point, even though you like long hair, you would understand. Is that what you're saying?
If your woman first and foremost, listen. First and foremost, he's not talking about cutting her hair in love. He's talking about going bald.
You went bald.
Like he is.
So I'm asking.
No. She's the difference between. She would talk to me about that.
No. That's not what I asked you.
I'm not going to talk to her. She's going.
But if your woman cut off and went bald for the same reason that you went bald, would you be understanding?
I might be understanding after the fact, yeah. But see, I might be understanding after the fact. Everybody thinks different, though. But the way some think is the way some think. The way I think is the way I think.
I was asking you if your woman.
No, but the way I think. Oh no, but the thing about it, no, I would have an understanding about it. But the thing about it is that a woman would come and talk to their mate about that. A woman would sit back and even certain women wouldn't even do that shit. I know women that sit back and when they so frustrated, depressed, and go through all this shit, and majority of the time they go through the shit with their man. You know what that woman do? Don't cheat. They ain't gonna cut their hair the fuck off.
Well, hold on. Wait. You can't discount the power of depression. And honestly, I would credit depression with being the biggest reason that a lot of women cut their hair off. Even if it's not clinical, even if it's not all the way there, normally there's some absence of happiness that's involved with the decision to cut their hair off. I mean, it could be seen as a cry for help. For real. You know what I mean? And people cry for help in a lot of different ways. And, and just like you was talking about, Troy, you have to do what you have to do in order to prevent yourself from hurting yourself. A lot of women go through that shit too. Now when it comes
it can't be a feminine thing. It's just a thing. Just like I said,
don't worry about that, Troy. Don't worry about that, Troy. Don't worry about that, Troy. Women always
don't know how to let go. Like some women will look at a man crying as a sign of weakness. I look at a man crying I told my son, my middle son, I think that makes a man if he does let out some tears.
Look, don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit.
And you don't worry about that shit up.
Women will always try to attack your masculinity when you don't buy them a seafood when you don't buy them a seafood boil. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that shit. I mean, that's petty. That's petty. Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit.
You and I agree on that one because that's how I broke up with my last boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. You know what I mean? They get real petty over some seafood. I seen that shit.
So how you break up with your last boyfriend?
He didn't buy me the seafood boil.
I seen it happen. I seen it happen. I seen it happen. I seen it happen.
I think it's hypocritical that you're like explaining why you cut off all your hair, but if your woman did it, that you're not.
That's not what I said. I said I would have an understanding. That's what I said. If
hold on. I'm gonna settle this. I'm gonna settle this right now. Hold on.
I've never dealt with a woman. I've never dealt with a woman that went out there when we went through things, or they put so much pressure on a man, put so much pressure on them that they put the hell out there, and they just said, "I'm gonna cut all my hair off. I'm going bald." Never. But I have dealt with women. 85 to 90% of women, when they go through so much shit with their man, that's when they start side piecing that shit. They don't know how to fix. They don't want to fix shit. But they quick fix is the cheat, and that's what the problem is. You see what I'm saying? There's lack of conversation. There's nothing wrong with do what makes you feel better. But if you're in a relationship, you can't make that decision. And Kim Williams, let me explain something to you, baby girl. What I said, I don't never want no woman to ask for permission to do anything. I ask a woman to have a discussion. There's a difference. A discussion is what grown people have, is what couples have, a conversation.
Turn
I
your
would never
device down.
order disrespect or ask the woman, look, you need permission to do that. Maybe that's the type of people that other women want, and they like, look, I want you, in order for you to do this part and that part, you need permission. No, that's not how life goes. In a relationship, there's conversations. You have a conversation, and that's what some relationships lack. And that's why women might cut all their hair off because of depression. That's why men might go through what they go through, whether it's cutting their hair off and cutting their beard off, or punching walls and this, that, and other, or using emotions. Just the way women and men have different emotions, but the difference is that when a woman emotions come out, she's being a woman, and when a man emotion come out, he's being a bitch to a woman. He's weak.
Look. Wait.
And that's where the shit becomes grimy.
Look, this show was about. Hold on. This show, you yell. I bet. My thoughts. Okay. This show is about female women who cut their hair off. You know what I mean? We know that there are men who do it, and I've known many reasons for it. But I want to concentrate on the matter at hand, which is why the real reasons why women cut all of their hair off. I mean, I'm not talking about no shortcut. I'm not talking about no Halle Berry, no Anita Baker. No, I'm talking about, damn near either down all the way to the scalp or down to the big brown brush in the back pocket level. You know I'm talking about when you trying to hook up some waves or some shit like that. Down to that level, there's normally something going on. You know what I mean? Now, the reasons that you might do it, you own those. You can do whatever you want to with what you were born with. It's your body. You can choose to do whatever you want to with it. But just like in you gotta turn your device down.
That's not me.
I know. I'm not talking to y'all. All right. So you can do what you choose with your body, but just like in a marriage, you know what I mean? You may go into a marriage feeling like, well, this is the stuff that I brought into the marriage, and these are the things I'm leaving with. Fine, that's what you think, but the law is going to tell you differently. So if the law sees material items differently, if they see them like it's community property, but you want to conduct your personal relationship or marriage business as if it's separated, we got a problem, because those things are that energy, that attitude is going to manifest itself in a lot of different areas of your relationship. So when shit don't go right for you, when you break up or you get divorced or whatever, and now you want to point the finger at everybody except for yourself. But deep down inside what normally we know what the straw was that broke the camel's back. So we can
cut all the fuck off.
Not necessarily that, but it's that attitude. It's that attitude that I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, or whatever I feel like I got to do, regardless of your influence, regardless of your opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's going to manifest itself in a lot of different ways. All right, so you just quit your job because I'm working, and you feel like I should carry you for a while. So you just gonna quit your job or whatever and make it a little bit harder for us, and I should just hold it down and not say shit because your job was stressing you out. No conversation. Well, I told you I ain't like the job, but you didn't tell me that you was just going to just drop everything. You know what I mean?
Acting like Rochelle from off of Everybody Hates Chris. My man got 2 jobs.
Like I said, it's going to manifest itself in a lot of other ways. Just like if in a marriage or a relationship where y'all are blending your incomes or whatever. If your man takes the joint account that y'all have, and he takes most of the money out that y'all have both contributed to, put your whole life savings into or whatever, and he goes and makes this major purchase. You know what I mean? God forbid he goes out and buys a Corvette or some shit like that. But maybe he buys a house. Now he's looking at it like, yeah, but I bought this house. This is a great house. We can live in a house or we can rent the house out. This is a great investment. Yeah, but you didn't fucking discuss it with me. You know what I mean? You didn't discuss it with me. So you took $200,000 out of our account. That's all we had. That's all we had. And I'm just supposed to be all right with that? Like, are you fucking crazy? Now she gonna cut her hair off. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. Sometimes we get so high up on our high horse about this. You can't control me. You can't tell me what to do. Well, everybody tells you what to do. You answer to somebody. I mean, people kill me with that shit. Like you just make every decision in your world without any influence, without any input from anybody else. You lying. When you had kids, you listened to what your doctor said, and you listened to what your kids said as far as their health, their education, and their rearing. You listen to other people. You made decisions based on other people's lives besides your own. If you loved somebody, deeply, deeply love somebody, you cared about what they wanted, how they felt, and what they thought. Even at times when you didn't think that you should have or didn't want to feel that way. You know what I mean? You were a victim to your vulnerability at some time. You know what I mean? Even if it was nothing like, even if it was something as simple as, you know what, I think my man would look good in this suit, so I'm gonna buy him a suit. You know what I mean? You ain't have to buy him no suit. He didn't ask for a suit. He may have had a bunch of suits, but you wanted to see him in a suit, and you wanted to do something nice for him because that's just where your heart took you. So you allow your heart to govern certain areas of your life when it's convenient for you, but when you want to do something that's going to put a strain or cause a rift in your relationship, you want the full autonomy to do so. Well, all right, you can do it, but just know there gonna be consequences. I ain't gotta stop for the red light. There ain't no cops around. I can blow right through them. Might not notice that red light camera. It's gonna give me a little correspondence in the mail. If I choose to ignore it, they're gonna put a nice little yellow metal thing on my tires at some point, and then I'm gonna be mad. It's consequences to everything. But there's nothing wrong with asking for some input or trying to gain some common ground. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
Yeah. Nobody on the phone is saying that there's wrong.
I ain't saying you, but I'm talking to more people than y'all. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even be talking to y'all on the phone no more because I should just take over the whole show and nobody should listen to nothing nobody say except for me. Like when I talk, nobody else should ever have anything else to say because I've already rebutted everything. And I was 100% right about everything. Right?
Get out of here. You. Okay. You know what? I'm not even mad at that comment because I realized you was diabolical earlier. So that was a dive, but you just following along the same line.
Listen. I'm not listening. Grown women don't try me. Grown women don't try me. And Kim's Wims is in the chat acting real sassy right now. They being real defiant. They looking real. They acting real defiant. You know what I mean? This might be a good time for a little. But we should have a discussion first. Like what shit. That? Oh, that was me. That was me smacking. Give him a smack. Give him a smack.
Smack him where? Smack him where?
I don't know. Like in the face.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Never mind.
No, man, go ahead with all that freaky shit. Now, when I smack somebody, it's not to make them happy or aroused. You know what I mean? This is a real smack. This is a street smack.
a Velcro smack.
This is. I ain't talking about that good smack.
Fucking Velcro smack. One of those smacks that when it hit it just rip off like.
Okay, now hold on.
Yeah, but that's the only thing I'm saying, son, is that when it comes to this type of discussion and everything, I mean, you can see. I'm looking at the message, the text that's coming up, and you can see people coming off as if Like, I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? We was talking. When a woman, is the lady still on the line?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
When a woman, like, let me ask you a question. When a woman get pregnant and then she tells the man that she's pregnant, right? And the man say, "Well, I don't really think it's time for me to have a child." And the woman say, "My body, my decision, my decision, my decision, my body, right? My body, my decision, right?" What if a man say, "My money, my pocket"? What's the reaction?
What does that have to do with what we talk about, Troy?
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm not draining off. I'm just saying that's the whole thing I'm saying. There's a discussion about everything. If you so stressed out that if you see that I did what I did what I did because of how I felt. Now, if you did the same thing I did and you're not following me, you're just doing what you did because that's what made you do it, then maybe I can respect that differently. But when I'm sitting up here and I know women is not going to change I don't think women will change their appearance. Huh?
If you said if she did what the same thing you did for the same reason, maybe you can respect it.
No, I said, well, because maybe I can accept it because there's a reason behind it.
But it's the minimum.
But because if you're doing this, if you didn't, but you didn't initiate it. If I've seen a woman go through if I've seen my woman go through all this shit with me, and then at that one point in time she shaved all her hair off, then I can say okay. But if I did it first, and then all of a sudden you made the decision you doing that, then you're doing that for what? You didn't just make that decision out of the clear of yourself.
Nope. It doesn't matter who did it first. It matters how you feel.
It does. It does. So let me ask you a question.
May I finish? It doesn't matter who did it first. It matters what the feelings that led up to that. So it shouldn't be a maybe. And it's not regardless because your feelings are valid that led you up to it and so are hers.
My thing is this. Whatever decision that woman makes to cut all her hair off and go bald, which I've never really seen, then then that's their decision. But if it's going to affect this relationship because you didn't have a conversation with me on doing that, I did it spontaneously because that's how I felt. It wasn't just about her; it was about everything. My mom passing away, me not working during COVID, me not having funds, all this other stuff. That's why I did it. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me ask you. When
it comes to a woman is never ever going to be they're going to be spontaneous, but they will never do nothing that deep. Where they're going to cut all their hair off and go bald, skin bald.
Let me ask the woman on the woman on the line something. Are you saying that there is nothing physical that a man could do that would be let me get it right. Is there nothing about a man's physical appearance that is a deal breaker for you?
I'm not getting with a man that I'm not physically attracted to. Straight up. And I'm a personality person, however, I need to feel like I want to jump your bones. So, first and foremost, I'm not getting with him if I'm not trying to jump his bones. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. If he changed his physical appearance drastically, I'm a communication person to the point where it gets annoying. There had to have been a conversation in that drastic measure. And if he had, reasons for it, whether it be his confidence or whether it be health reasons, I would be understanding. But that's just me. I do know that the type of women that you mentioned earlier that aren't as understanding in those situations, but that's not the mass majority. And I can say that not because I know all women in the world, but because of the majority of women that I know that I know personally and have come in contact with do not think along those lines that you're outlining.
All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it with the. I'm going to be as delicate as possible when saying this. If I had to choose between, let's say, my woman gaining like 300 pounds on top of what she got and cutting her hair all the way off, all right, I'll take the baldness. All right.
But a gaining 300?
Yeah, so you added on 300 to the 200, and now you rock it out. My 600-pound life. All right, go ahead, take your hair. All right, cut your hair off. Okay, cut your hair off. You lucky I love you, dumbass. You must be crazy. What the fuck is going on?
So that's the breaking point.
Look. That's me being understanding. You see how willing I am to compromise? See, that's me. That's me. Always finding common ground. Like, look, you know what I mean? Like, look,
you know what? All right, you can cut your hair off. Just don't gain 300 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, don't throw on the 3. Don't throw on the 3. Don't throw on the 3.
I'm about to text her right now. I'll be like, son said that if you want to cut your hair, gain 300 pounds.
Hey, Big Batania know what time it is. She know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yo, all right, you rock it to 200. Not the 500, not the 500. You know what I'm saying? Although those husbands on 600-pound, my 600-pound life, they don't be bitching about shit. I be like, I don't know, because I heard you don't even have to. Let me just put it. They say you could just put it anywhere on them. Yeah, I mean, just find a crease and rock out, nigga. Just find a crease and rock out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta aim. You ain't gotta aim all that hard. Yeah, we good. Yo, hold on. Shout out to my man Mikey, man. Shout out to Mikey, man. He gifted 10 memberships today. Shout out to my man Mikey, man. He be representing my dude. He ride for this channel like a conductor on the train. For real. Good looking out, my dude. Appreciate you. Much love. No doubt. All right. So we getting ready to wind down. I'm going to need y'all to drop off the line. We had another caller trying to call in, so I want to give them a chance to have they say something.
Yeah, I would love. I thought Kim was willing to call in because I would love to hear her speak. She mad as shit.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
You too.
All right. Okay. Yo, Stacy, you was trying to call back in. You can call in now.
You want me to drop off too, so somebody else can?
No, we only have a line. You can stay. We ain't gonna be long anyway. We get into it.
I know. Once you get close,
we up against it. All right. So, okay. Now I've learned some things today. And
so what did you learn?
Well, first of all, there's some things I'm keeping my stance on. I do believe that everybody deserves to be attracted to who they're with. I'm not going to waver on that. Hold on a second.
You have a call from
Stacy.
Okay, like I was saying. Yo, Stacy, you got to turn down your device. There's too much noise in the background. Too much noise. Okay, like I said, I do believe that you have a right to be attracted to the person that you swapping body fluids and building lives and possibly having children with. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you deserve to be attracted to them. Now, my deal breaker doesn't have to be every man's deal breaker. It is what it is. But if we're exploring the reasons that people do things, we can't just blow off the consequences of those reasons. And we can't undermine or underscore the reasons that they do them. Sometimes people just try to say sometimes people just try to say, but she just cut her hair off because she wanted to see what she looked like. Come on, man. I mean, that's still a reason, but I don't buy that that's the real reason. Normally, when we make drastic changes to our appearance, there's something else going on. Doesn't mean that you're a crazy person, but that definitely means that, you know, there's something, there's a deeper meaning to why you did it. All right, Stacey, what's good?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. All I just wanted to say is, I have some family members in my family got long, beautiful, thick hair, and they have nothing wrong with them, and they cut all their hair off. I mean, bald, all hair off. They look very nice with it. Everybody can't wear that style, but that couldn't be me. But I also know that that's a mental thing too.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing. And I have, I got close to it. I would never cut my hair off, one, because I know who I am. And two, the only thing I have ever did was I had spent money on a hairstyle. And I don't know what forever, but I think I flipped and just messed the whole hairstyle up and got in the shower and messed the hairstyle up. That's as far as I would go. I would not shave my hair off because of no man.
Okay.
I would not shave my hair off because I know he don't want me to shave my hair off to prove a point. And I have also was a big girl and was in a relationship with a man, a good man, and I lost all this weight. And he was like, "Where did you go?"
Mm.
You know, so
now wait. Wait. How big were you?
Okay, I was wearing a size 12, so I had to be, the biggest I ever been was like maybe 160, 150, and it was big on me because I'm 5'7".
You was 5'7" and 150 pounds, and you talking about you was a big girl? I was shaped all kind of different. I did sit-ups and everything, squats, everything.
5'7" and 160. If you go to your doctor, they're going to say you're in great shape.
But no, I also had, I was taking steroids, so they had me like, looking different.
Yeah,
when
you was puffy.
Steroids,
So the steroids was pushing your weight up.
Yeah, it was pushing my weight up. So
but
different.
150 though?
He liked it.
Huh?
He liked it. I mean, he liked it, but when I lost that weight and I wasn't telling him what I was doing and I got off steroids, he looked at me like, "Where did you go?"
Yeah, because you was only 150. You ain't have
a meet each other. Did you meet each other at 150?
Yeah, I met him when I was big. I big thighs, big legs. Everything was big.
Okay.
Huh? I was big. And I wasn't shapely. To me, I wasn't. But I don't know what the men think. So I didn't get no shape.
Let me let son say something about that.
Listen. All right. First of all, you tall for a woman. And 5'7" is the beginning of being tall for a female.
Mm-hmm.
And 150 ain't big, and that shit ain't even big in China. But how much did you lose when you lost weight?
I went from 150 to 120.
Yeah, that's a significant difference. At that weight, that's a significant Now, if you was 230 and you went down to 200, that's still going to be very, very, very noticeable because you're going to go down about, like that's about 2 or 3 sizes. But
hey, y'all, I wasn't fat, but back in the day, the dudes back in the day, they was like, my mother would be like, "Haven't she lost weight?" They be like, "Where?" So I'm like, "What is y'all talking about?" So evidently, I was really big.
Well, no, you wasn't really. You at 150 at 150 pounds and 5'7", you wasn't really big. But if you went down to 120, you were really small. That's mad skinny for 5'7". You know what I'm saying?
I weigh 140 now, and I can still wear. I'm still in between small and large. I can wear the small, medium, large. All depends on what store I get my clothes from. I'm back then I had trouble sizing my clothes. I was a 12, so it was hard to find a size 12 for me. I didn't like being big, and I had to lose weight because of my health. But me shaving my head off, and if I ever shave my head off, it's definitely a depression mental thing. I'm not shaving my glory off for nobody.
Okay.
And if I had got cancer, I'm not even going straight. I'm going to get. They got all kind of wigs.
I don't think any woman has to worry about a man instructing her to cut off all her hair.
But see, some women, everybody don't look good with that bald head.
That's true. Especially,
I don't care if white skin or what, they don't look. Some of that is for attention. All I was trying to say is some of that is for attention, like you were saying, for clicks and views. They like the attention.
Okay. Here's the thing. All right. When anybody who cuts their hair off after having hair is going to discover what their head looks like. And yet the way your head looks when you cut your hair off initially is not the way it's going to look later on. There's going to be all kinds of dents, slopes, and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The way my head looks now is not how it looked when I first cut it. It changes. It actually evolves. It's like a physical change. It's like a metamorphosis, straight up and down. And plus
they think, I have showed pictures. My baby cousin had cut all her hair off, all of it. And her grandmother, I think she did it for her grandmother, truthfully, because her grandmother was dealing with something. And she got long, pretty good hair anyway. And she grew her hair back. And it was really hers, and it's pretty to the day. I almost fell out for both of them. I couldn't understand it. I was mad because I didn't have real long hair because the medicine, wouldn't grow my hair all the way out. My mother have long hair, don't like long hair. My auntie have long hair, don't like it. They keep it cut low. They could have long hair. They grows it, cut it, grow it. I be kind of jealous. Everybody in my family had long hair, long, pretty hair.
Okay.
I don't understand. But I still say when a woman, just my opinion, and I'm saying my name on here, and we are entitled to our opinions. Every woman do not look pretty with their head shaved. And I think I read something where they said that God is against those who shave their head or something. I think I have seen it somewhere. It's very spiritual. If they shave their hair off. I think I've seen that.
I don't know. If God really cared about looks. I mean, after all, he the one who made you the way you are. But
I think he don't care about looks because there's certain things that I could wear because I got the Holy Spirit in me. And if it ain't rocking with the Holy Spirit, he go convict me. And if I can't hear, he go send it through somebody else to convict me that I ain't presenting him right.
And you believe that?
Yes.
All right. Well,
now there's certain things I can wear, I can get away with, and certain things I can't.
I like when you said you was 5'7" at 150, it just took me out because I'm saying to myself, when you go to your doctor appointment and they look at your body mass and all that, and they say 5'7", 150, they gonna step back and clap because that's not big at all for a person that's 5'7". Now, if you gain that weight because of steroids, then that's a health issue. That's the difference.
Yeah, I gained that weight, and it's different because the steroids make you puffy.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I know that. They do.
They make you. Because I had a friend that was on the same steroids.
They make you puffy and biggie. They make you puffy and biggie.
Yeah. She was skinny, but she was puffy in her face. I'd rather just be big all over. I'd rather just be big all over. You know, if I was on steroids and had to do that all over again, I would want to be just big in my face and skinny. Wouldn't do me right. And far as that other lady was concerned, she was getting mad at y'all. I understand exactly where you was coming from. You kind of shallow like me.
I ain't shallow. I'm deep. I'm deep. I'm deep. Nah. I'm deep. I'm deep. You know what I mean? There's just some things. Look. I could be as deep as the ocean floor, but a Benz is a Benz, and a Chevy is a Chevy. Yeah,
you're gonna look back and say, okay, she was right. You shallow. Yes, she was. Because I don't want to be that way. But
I'm not. I'm not shallow because I make people better than they were before, and you got to be deep to do that. And I'm not talking about physically better. I make people better on the inside. See, I put feelings inside. I'm very deep. However,
so if your woman shaved her head off, you gonna leave her?
Did she have her hair shaved off when I met her?
No, I'm just.
Then why she trying to disrespect me then?
Because you done did something to piss her off.
Man, all I'm saying is, I mean, well, why would you disrespect your man by cutting all your hair off? You know that he like you with long. Now, I mean, I can see if you like every woman goes through a phase where she might cut some of her hair off. Like, if it's like super long, like coming all the way down her back or whatever, she might cut it to where it's just on her shoulders or whatever, because maybe she's trying to get a particular look or something like that. I can dig that. You know what I mean? Men normally don't want them to cut none of it, but I get it. But to go from 100 to 0 overnight, like the hell? Like, yo, you ain't say nothing ahead of time?
I believe you will still be with that woman, just like I believe that you will get with a big woman. Men be lying so much. Big woman. You take the big woman and the big woman that has her hair shaved off.
You got to realize something. You saying big women. Big women have different names. Pickles.
It depends on how big you're talking about.
You never. Now, if you bigger than big, then you big.
I'm gonna tell you something. If she a big John,
that's what I'm saying. Fat.
If she a big John, she still gotta have hair.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a hot subject.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm fair.
Well, pretty much. I still like what you said. If I gotta take the 300 pounds, if it's 300 pounds, I cut your hair. Cut your hair. Cut your fucking hair.
I don't want to. I just can't see myself. It got to be something real wrong with me. I can't see myself shaking my head. I pull a joke on Omar and get a doggone skull cap like I done shave my hair like JJ did.
Man, that shit was a straight cat. You know what I mean? But JJ ain't have nice hair anyway.
I can't do it. I can't shave my hair. I growed it. It'll look all pretty and everything. I can't wait the end result come out. But I can't shave my hair. No, I'm not doing that. Not for no attention. If it's like that, it gotta be because of a medical reason, like alopecia or cancer or something. Other than that, I can't see my. And like I said, even then, I can go to the store. You ain't gotta be bald.
Listen, I can't get a Big Mac at Burger King, and I can't get a Whopper at McDonald's. So you know what I'm saying? Like if I was already at the store getting what I was getting, and I got what I wanted, then I expect that store to be open. When I want what I want. That's all. But listen, we gotta get on up out of here, man. It's time for us to go. We gotta go.
You want, but you're shallow. I don't care what nobody say.
You can call me shallow. I've been called worse. I don't care. I'll be shallow today. You know what I mean?
She ain't put the MF at the end of it.
Shit. I've been called worse. I mean, but I know who I am. And you know what? I don't normally say this, but I'm gonna say this because the Lord knows my heart. The Lord knows my heart, and He understands my eyes.
And you know you shallow.
And He said, yo, don't let that John cut her hair off and disrespect you. That's what the Lord.
Like that. This how he said it. He said, "For art thou, my son? Please don't let a side woman cut thy hair off and disrespect you. Only if she maketh her way to 300 pounds."
My guy don't speak English. He got some different shit. You know what I'm saying? He be on some different shit. All right, y'all. Listen, we got to get on about it here. I appreciate you calling in. I want y'all to have a good day.
Love you, bro.
Love you too. Yeah. All right, y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Good stuff all the way around. I want to tell y'all in advance, I appreciate all of y'all coming through, all of y'all chatting it up, all y'all in the background, all y'all who participated in the poll, who gave the likes out. Please hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button thus far, please hit the like button. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs, and hold on. Before we do the birthday shout outs, let's go to the poll. Let's go to the poll. The poll. We're going to go to the poll. Wait, where's my damn cursor? There we go. All right. The poll question is, what does it mean to you when a woman cuts her hair off? 20 out of 26 votes, 27% said she's saving it from falling out. 23% said she's growing out chemicals, like she might have had the relaxer, a permanent hair. He wants to get that out of there. 19% says she just broke up with her man. 19%. And 31%, which is the lion's share, says she is looking for attention. Looking for attention. Looking for attention. Well, I'm sure that there are probably more reasons that we weren't able to put in the poll, but I do respect the fact that anybody and everybody can do whatever they want to with their appearance, but just understand that your appearance, the sudden change of your appearance can make sudden changes in your social circle or in your relationship status. It can. I'm not saying that it will. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that anybody should be all impulsive and aggressive and just say, well, you know what? You cut your hair off and I don't want to be with no baldy locks, so I quit you. I quit you. We don't go together no more. Give me my chain back. Give me my ring back. Give me earrings back. Give me earring backs back. All right. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 27th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. My peoples, Kalia Mapp. Happy birthday, and my girl Cookies Billups and Robin Ritchie, and last but not least, Nikki R. Dowdle. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious April 27th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yeah, you cut your hair off. Yeah, it was kind of soft. Actually, it was kind of horse. But yo, from the source, you cut it down all the way to the scalp. You got the shit sloping down like French Alps. So what we going to do? Has it affected you? What about your boo? Is that somebody that you listen to? Evidently not. I don't think that he would encourage, but since he didn't say nothing, you wasn't really discouraged. And it's all right. Let's see what happens. Sometimes you got to do for your mentals, keep from getting your dental. Yeah, what I'm saying is that you watch what you say. And you're just going to turn all right. Yeah, maybe it's okay with the person that you had. A lot of women be going off through it, and we going to talk about it, get to it. I understand, a lot of emotions, hormonal activity. It's kind of crazy, see? But I think it's going to turn out right. You got to do more than just pray to make a better day. You want to have something different, got to do something different. I'm just talking to you, but you ain't got to listen. A lot of times, we don't listen to what nobody say. I'm doing my way, and it's going to start today. Hell or high water. Even I instructed my daughter, don't have to depend on the man for a fucking quarter. Well, that's an attitude you might say, but it might go a whole different way. You can say that I don't need nobody, and if nobody understands, well, I'm gonna use my own hands, and I'm gonna build my own house, buy my own couch, get my own car, make sure I rise my own star. I could dig it to a certain extent. What I said to you was probably what I meant. It doesn't mean that I won't put feelings aside. So you got to do what you got to do to keep your pride intact and act the way you want to. Your icy sacks and money get stacked to the ceiling makes a good feeling. But it's more than just material wealth. We got to look out for physical and mental health and emotional health, because emotional health is sort of like wealth. Nah, it ain't sort of, it's really wealth. And if you keep it going generational style, yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on the next show. It's in a while. Yeah, Monday going into Tuesday, we be back at 2:00. So y'all make sure y'all come through and rock. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all to death. I'm going to keep doing this shit until I breathe my last breath. And hopefully that's a long time off before the minute, in the moment, we going to buy it and own it. So I see y'all later. I'm going to shout y'all out personally. So y'all feeling that we rehearsing. See, T. Carey Wright, thanks for coming through. AK Pandy, what you going to do? Kim's Whims, we always be friends. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious pearl. And Miko, what's going on, Miko? Thanks for coming on by. Appreciate you coming through to say hi. Grown woman, don't try me. Sometimes you be talking crazy. I be like, why me? But she know that that's my girl. And what up, Troy? And that's my brother again, my big brother, the real boy. Who else? I can't forget Johnny West. Thanks for coming on through. Nobody fucking with him. None contest. And Mikey, man, thanks for staying, keeping the 100 grand and giving out 10 memberships, man. And Joseph Webster, what's going on, my dude? I appreciate you coming on through. For real, too. Who else? I don't want to miss nobody, trying to make sure everybody give a shout out in the mouth. I Heart Oakland. You sure to be there soon. And thanks for coming on through, my dude. It'll be before June. All right, who else? I think I got everybody, at least everybody that still remains. Your shit is insane. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday going into Tuesday. 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all come on through. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to this show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. And thanks to the callers who called in for helping me out in that regard. So y'all have a good day. Show love. Holla. Peace. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel.